Shane Terrio here. Today we're talking about how to make a track feel good, how to lay back. Why are you in such a rush? Let me teach you how to lay back, how to dial that internal clock, how to play things in the pocket. Here we go. Stay tuned. Well, hey everybody, Terrio back at you. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about laying back. Now, it's not always good for every genre of music, but generally when you play on the back side of the beat, it feels good. Why is that? I'm going to try to dissect some things. This is like a really, I know I'm opening up a can of worms, man, trying to talk about this on YouTube. It's a hard lesson. It's the Zen one-hand clapping of guitar teaching. Anyway, before I get to the lesson, welcome new subs. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. Also, real quick, thank you to everybody that bought Deep Pockets Rhythm Guitar Mastery, my new course. I was thrilled beyond expectations. I got some beautiful reviews and comments. So check it out if you want to. Link below. At the end of the lesson, there's also a little trailer if you're interested. Anyway, here we go. All right. Feel, man. Okay. Sometimes when you hear players, you know, when I was teaching, guys would go, how come I don't sound like that? How come he sounds good? How come this? I'm playing the right notes. Generally, it's a feel thing. And not always, but usually guys that they don't sound as seasoned, they play ahead of the beat. They rush. Singers too, any instrument, all right? It's just a natural tendency. So that's something that we can work on as guitar players. It's better if you have that innate thing inside. I think we all do to a certain point. It depends on what you grew up listening to, who you grew up playing with, real musicians, hopefully. That affects it to some point. But we can dial in that internal clock. Let me talk about that. I'm using an MPC sampler to create a lot of my loops, and I use it for production work all the time. The thing about the MPC, it's right there, by the way. The thing about the MPC is cool is it has a swing control on it where you can actually dial the percentage of swing. And guys like D'Angelo and who else? Questlove, those kind of cats. They use this and created all these genres where they stagger the beat and make it real stuttery, like ridiculous kind of things with tempo. Now, we can do that ourselves. And it's funny, when I first got my MPC machine, I was like, I used to think that we had a little dial. I like to think of it that way, to visualize myself cranking a little dial, all right? I know it sounds weird, but there's, you know, I think it works. And there's like my last lesson where you visualize things while you're playing. It really affects. So let's break down. I'm going to show you that little riff, but let's talk about swing and playing behind, all right? Like just a straight old Chuck Berry shuffle kind of thing. That's a good one to use to illustrate my point. If I play that sucker just straight, and that sounds fine. That's straight as an arrow. If I swing it a little bit, see how that changes the feel? And there's also the straight with the swing effect. That's that old New Orleans thing. And there was a guy named Earl Palmer, great drummer, died a long time ago. I got to play with him once. He was a legend in the 50s and 60s. He came out to Los Angeles and brought that crazy swing straight thing. He would play a swing, and then he would have his right hand with the drumstick on the rim of the floor tom playing straight. There's a straight swing thing. And he brought it out here to Los Angeles and played on these early records. Richie Valens, you know, I don't know who else, a lot of people, a lot of the early rock and roll stuff, that old R&B became the template for what we know as rock and roll. Just ask the Rolling Stones, they'll tell you. But that's another way to do it. So let's talk about, why does that feel good? Why does it, to some people it does, most people. I think it's a subtle form of tension and release. That tension creates that illusion, and it's that human effect that AI can't do yet. So that little riff I was doing, now I know it's a million songs. I don't know what that is. It sounds like the Monkees, one of the Monkees songs. I don't really need to know all the songs it sounds like in the comments. But it's a good template to teach you how to play this little feel and to mess with the time, all right? So this is what I'm doing. 8th fret, 6th string. Then you go up a 5th to the 5th string, 10th fret. And then you go up to the 4th string, 8th to the 10th, B flat to C. That's it. Get that. And then if you want the loop I made, you can download it for free. There's a link below. I'll put it up there. Then you can play to that loop, or you can make your own loop, or you can just use a metronome, but use something, okay? Use something to keep you in the lane doing this stuff. Otherwise, you have nothing to play against. But I'm going to show you what it feels like, just straight. Lay back. Now, why does that work? What am I doing? There's a couple things. First of all, swing. What is swing? Briefly, I'm just going to describe it like this. If we take this scale, don't worry about the scale. Listen to it. Those notes are nice and straight 8th notes, very straight. If I swing those, I get this. Right? What am I doing there? That is a dotted 8th note. Or you could look at it as a triplet, with the first 2 notes tied. Triplet. And yes, it becomes that kind of thing. All right, so swing, that's part. I'm feeling that inside, that swing. I'm feeling that kind of thing. If you watch my videos, you know I talk about the washing machine analogy that Art Neville told me years and years ago. I think about feel that stuff. Dynamics. Here's another thing. Check this out. Now I'm exaggerating that, but see if you can figure out what beat that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That 1, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. If I'm counting that way, it's 2 and 4. 2. Sound familiar? Hand claps. Natural human tendency to feel most of the time 2 and 4. Okay, that's a so if we know that 2 and 4 just feels good. So I'm not thinking about I'm gonna accent 2 and 4 because I don't really think about that stuff. I just feel it. But if I have to try to teach it, that's what I'm doing. And if I do a little fill, whatever, and I land on my feet, it's on one of those strong beats, usually. Sometimes I just practice like that and see how far I can lay back or make something feel good. Give it attitude. get really ridiculous with it. But see, you're playing with the beat. And I know some of you might go, man, you talk too much. I get those comments. I don't know how else to teach it. I'm showing you playing it, but I'm trying to tell you what I'm doing. It's one of those hard things. But I hope that made a little bit of sense to you. I know it's a really hard one to tackle. But think about dynamics. Think about laying back. That generally is going to feel better than playing ahead of the beat, unless you're, playing the Sex Pistols cover band or something where you got to play everything on top. Try this with shuffles. That kind of thing. It doesn't always have to be rhythm. It can be notes too. Just be conscious of that. All right. I hope you liked it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you watch a lot, please hit the subscribe button. That's all I ask. I'm not charging anything for this stuff. And I appreciate you help build the channel with me. And if you're interested in deep pockets, stay tuned. Coming up. All right. See you next time. Terrio out. Hey everybody, Shane Terrio here. I'm very excited to share with you guys my new video course called Deep Pockets Rhythm Guitar Mastery. Almost a year to put this thing together, over 3 hours of content, and it's jam-packed with all the concepts, tips, tricks, licks, everything from my bag of tricks that I've used over the years to make my living as a professional guitar player, rhythm guitar style. So we're going to go over concepts, some fundamentals, 16th note things, some mutes, some slides, right hand technique, and then I'm going to walk you through some more advanced concepts. We're going to look at triads, double stops, octaves, all kinds of things to get you moving around the neck. And some of the examples are pretty challenging, and you're going to love it. I know it. It's going to up your rhythm guitar game big time. So these are things that I learned on the gig. I didn't learn this from lessons. I wish I'd had a course like this when I was learning. So that's why I put everything into it. So I know you're going to get a lot out of it. Check it out. Deep Pockets Rhythm Guitar Mastery. I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the woodshed. Shane Terrio out. Stay funky.